I need you to be honest with me for a second. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone said something that felt off, and your immediate gut reaction was to think, wait, did that just happen? Maybe it was your partner who, after a disagreement, suddenly goes completely silent for days. Not a word. Or a friend who always has a helpful comment about your life choices that leaves you feeling small. Or a coworker who, when you point out a mistake, looks you dead in the eye and says, I never said that. You must have misunderstood. If any of that sounds familiar, you are not crazy. You are not too sensitive. What you are experiencing are specific psychologically damaging behaviors that most of us tolerate because we don't have a name for them. In this video, we're counting down 5 behaviors that you must stop tolerating, and the last one is the most damaging one. The one that often goes completely unnoticed while it erodes your self-worth. So stick around, because this could change your relationships forever. Behavior 5. The helpful critic. This one's a master of disguise. It's not your boss giving feedback. It's that person who hides constant criticism behind the mask of, I care about you. Picture this. You cook a nice dinner for a friend. Instead of a simple thank you, they say, this is great. But if you used a little less salt, it'd be so much healthier. Or you show up in a new outfit feeling confident, and your partner goes, that's a bold choice. Are you sure it suits you? I'm just being honest. It sounds like care, but it's not. It's control, disguised as concern. Why you should never tolerate it. First, it's covert control. Their message isn't, I want to help you. It's, you're not good enough as you are. It's a slow, steady poison for your confidence. Second, the psychological toll. Over time, this kind of behavior leads to what psychologists call learned helplessness, where you start doubting your own choices because you've been conditioned to believe you'll always get it wrong. Behavior 4. The reality twister. This one you've probably heard of but might not recognize in your own life. The reality twister, also known as gaslighting. You have a clear memory of agreeing with your partner that they would handle school pickup this week. On Tuesday, you remind them, and they look at you confused and say, we never agreed to that. You said you would do it, with such conviction that you spend the next hour doubting your own memory, wondering, did I really forget? Why you should never tolerate it. First, it erodes your foundation. The goal is to make you dependent on their version of reality. A study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology links this tactic to manipulative, dark triad personalities. Second, it's emotional abuse. It's not a misunderstanding. It's a systematic dismantling of your trust in yourself. Behavior 3. The wall of silence. This one is brutally painful because it uses your need for connection against you. This is the wall of silence, or what psychologists call stonewalling. Real-life example, you have a minor disagreement with your roommate about cleaning the kitchen. Instead of talking about it, they come home and walk right past you. You text them, are we okay? Nothing. For 2 days, they act as if you are a ghost. The tension is unbearable, and you find yourself apologizing just to make the silence stop, even though you're not sure what you're apologizing for. Why you should never tolerate it. First, it's a power play. The Gottman Institute researchers identified stonewalling as one of the 4 horsemen that predict relationship failure with over 90% accuracy. It's a form of emotional abandonment. Second, it triggers panic. The human brain interprets social rejection as a threat. This silent treatment literally activates the same neural pathways as physical pain. Behavior 2. The emotion dismisser. This next behavior is so subtle that you might not even realize it's happening until you feel completely alone. Real-life example. You've had a terrible day at work. You come home exhausted and on the verge of tears and tell your partner, my boss completely undermined me in front of the whole team today. And they reply without looking up from their phone, just don't let it get to you. It's not a big deal, you're too emotional. In that moment, you feel your pain being minimized and boxed up. You learn that sharing your feelings is not safe. Why you should never tolerate it. First, it creates shame. When your core feelings are consistently dismissed, you learn to be ashamed of feeling anything at all. Second, it blocks true intimacy. You can never be truly close to someone who refuses to see and accept your emotional world. Behavior 1. The boundary bulldozer. And here it is. The number one most unacceptable behavior you should never, ever tolerate. This is the one that, if you allow it, makes all the other behaviors possible. Real life example. You finally start taking your mental health seriously. You tell your friend, "Hey, I'm not available to talk late at night anymore. I need to get proper sleep." And what happens? 2 days later, your phone lights up at midnight. It's them again. You ignore it, and the next morning they text, "Wow, guess you're too busy for your friends now." No, you're not too busy. You just stopped sacrificing your peace to make others comfortable. Why you should never tolerate it. First, it's the ultimate disrespect. A person who fights your boundaries or ignores them is telling you, in no uncertain terms, that their wants are more important than your needs. Second, boundaries are self-care. As relationship experts say, boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are the gates that define where you begin and others end. So there you have it, the 5 unacceptable behaviors. Recognizing these is your superpower. Setting boundaries is your right. If this video gave you the clarity and the words you've been searching for, hit that like button. Subscribe for more tools to build your confidence. Share this with someone who needs to see it. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 behaviors have you experienced? Tell me your story in the comments below. Let's build a community of support. Thanks for watching. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect, always.